Okay, I'm going to try and say this in a very simple way. Motivation just reveals our true desires and the things that hold true meaning to us. So, for example, I never get bursts of motivation to become a great golf player because I don't desire that. I'm not interested in that. I don't watch golf. That end result of being a great golf player has no meaning to me. I don't see someone hit a hole in one and get motivated to go and play golf. I could just see someone hit a hole in one and think, good shot. Or, I probably wouldn't even think good shot. I would just look at the way the crowd reacted and just think, whatever. And just not think anything of it. Because that whole thing holds no meaning to me. I don't desire that in any way. But I will get random bursts of motivation to train and to keep my diet clean. Like, I will see things, I will see someone else training or someone else talking about it, or some edit on social media with a good sound, with a good song behind it, and it gets you like hyped up and you think, yeah, I need to do this. Come on, let's do it. Now, why is that? It's because I desire the end result of doing those two things, training and keeping my diet clean. I understand the end result of doing those two things, and I desire that end result. That end result of looking good, feeling good mentally, feeling good in my body, in my physique, whatever. I understand that end result, and that holds meaning to me. And I think that holds meaning to me because when I have grown up, I have always had people around me who I respected their words, I respected their opinion, and I would listen closely to their opinion on certain things, who have told me, don't drink, don't do drugs, don't smoke. None of that is good. None of that leads you to anything good. And I have always had these conversations from being like 8 years old, 9 years old, 10 years old, having people who I looked up to at that age telling me to not do these things. So I think it's been engraved in me from that age of, I'm not going to smoke. Why would I smoke? I'm not going to drink. Why would I drink? I'm not going to do drugs. Why would I do that? That doesn't lead to anything good. I know that doesn't lead to anything good because I've been told that frequently since being 9 years old. So I think it's sort of just been engraved in me that these things are negative and they don't lead you to anywhere positive. And, it's easy for someone to tell you that and you just ignore their opinion and ignore their words. But when it's someone that at that age you look up to and you they are a positive person around you and you like their company, then when they tell you something like that, it sticks in your mind. It's like, yeah, I can't do that. That I shouldn't do that. Yeah, that's good advice. That's something to listen to. And then I feel, and I'm not saying this like this is a negative. I'm glad I have been fed this message because I believe it's the positive message. When I see people doing drugs or smoking or drinking, I just think, why? You can have fun without that. You can still have fun and have laughter and be crying with laughter and have a great time without that, without this vice, without this thing that's ruining your life. So when I have always had this message all through my childhood of don't do this, this is really bad, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do this, then I guess that's where the motivation to train and to eat clean and to do all this has come from. Because that has a meaning to me. Because I guess the desire and the meaning is to be getting myself as far away from that as I can. Because I understand, I have seen with my own eyes the consequences of drinking a lot and the consequences of smoking and the consequences of doing drugs. I have seen these things with my own eyes, so I feel that meaning, the training and the eating clean, the meaning of that, and the reason that even has a meaning to me and I even desire that is to get away from this that I've been told is so bad and that I can see is so bad. Because the reality of it is all of these things, the drinking, the smoking, the vaping, the drugs, all of these things, it just leads to one place, and that is to a great depression. And that is it. There is no... You can say, yeah, but you can do it in balance and you can have balance with it. And sure, if you want to say that and you want to think that, but I know I will feel better not having balance. And my balance can be eating a bit of junk food. That's it. That can be my balance. I'm not going to drink, I'm not going to smoke, I'm not going to do drugs. My balance can be eating Pringles and eating some pizza and eating some chocolate. That's my balance. I'll do that 1 day, 2 days of the week, whatever. And that's my balance. That's my little bit of rest, and that's my little bit of a break from the routine. So I guess in my case, for the training and keeping the diet clean, I guess that's why I desire the end result of those things. And I guess that's why the end result in feeling good mentally, feeling good physically, in my physique, in my body, being fit, being healthy, feeling strong, feeling confident, putting clothes on and feeling like the clothes just fit right and I can walk with that confidence because I know I've been training, I know I look good, at least in my opinion. You know, other people can say, oh no, you don't look good. And, you know, that's not being big-headed. At least you can think you look good and that the clothes fit you well because you've been training well. And I feel like, in my case, I desire that end result, and that end result has meaning to me because I have seen people so closely on the other end of the spectrum who have drank too much or who have smoked too much, who have got themselves caught up with drugs and got themselves addicted to vaping, and that's slowly just destroying their life. And I've seen these things to where I just think, no, I cannot be that. That cannot be me. I know the consequences of being that and of living that life, and that can't be me. I need to stay away from that. We all have things that motivate us, and the motivation comes from a pain point. It usually comes from an insecurity. So an ever-growing thing in the male space is the gym and training and this type of thing, and that usually always comes from insecurity, not liking the way you look growing up. Maybe you think you're well too skinny or you're fat and well too fat, and you're either on one end of the spectrum and you want to get to the middle where you think you look good, you look quite muscular, you look lean, you look athletic, and you want to get to a stage where you feel good in your body. You think you look good and you feel good, and that is it. That's just the stage we want to get to. So the motivation for getting to that stage is running away from this insecurity. So whatever end of the spectrum you're on, if you're overweight or you're underweight and you feel like you're too skinny, you'll have this insecurity, and the motivation to reach this middle point of feeling good and looking good, the motivation to reach that point is this insecurity. You're motivated because you want to get rid of this insecurity, and that's usually where the motivation comes from. But a lot of the time we know we should be doing something, but we can't be bothered to do it. We don't feel motivated enough to do it. But we know deep down that's what we desire. That's what holds a real meaning to us. Why not just take action even when you're not motivated? Because you know you want this thing. You know this thing to you holds great meaning. So why not take action on it even when you're not motivated? Even when you're not enthusiastic to do it? The truth about motivation is we don't need it to take action. It is not important in us taking action. The important part of the motivation is it unveiling what we truly want. And the important part of the motivation is that it shows us what we really want. It reveals our true desire. It reveals the thing that holds real, true meaning to us. So once you have that motivation and you realize what you truly desire and you realize the thing that holds real meaning to you, then after that point, the motivation isn't important because you have it in your mind. You know in your mind what you should be doing. You know in your mind what you really desire. You desire this end result of being in fantastic physical condition and wearing clothes that fit you in such an amazing way. They couldn't fit better because you've sculpted your physique through hours of dedication. You can look in the mirror and be so happy with what you see. So when you get the initial motivation and it reveals what you truly desire and what truly holds meaning to you, then the motivation isn't important. You know what you want now. Go and get it. Go and take action on it. Motivated or not, it doesn't matter because you know what you want. You know what you desire more than anything. Because for something to get you so motivated to where you feel ready to do it and you just feel so alive and you feel so enthusiastic to go and do this thing and go and conquer this thing and I'm going to do it and now's the time, from now on I'm going to do this. And for you to feel this way about anything, you must truly desire it and you must truly want it. So motivated and enthusiastic to do it or not, enthusiastic to take action on it or not, you should take action anyway because you know you truly desire it. I want to make sure I'm not just repeating myself over and over again, but the point remains. The initial motivation just shows you what you want. And when that motivation isn't there, you still know what you want. So even when the motivation isn't there, you should still take action on what you want because you want it for a reason. Because you know it's going to make you feel a type of way. You know it's going to get rid of those insecurities you have. You know it's going to improve your life. It's going to improve the way you feel, your self-esteem, your confidence. It's going to improve the way you feel mentally. It's going to improve your energy levels. You understand all these things. That's why you desire it. Because you're thinking about what could be. You're thinking about how your life could be. And the initial motivation just shows you what you want. So the truth about motivation is that it doesn't really matter in the long term. But that initial motivation that shows you what you want, that's important because then you discover what you want. You know what you truly desire more than anything and what truly holds strong meaning to you. So if you're still watching to this point, thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one.